Surprise revealed. We are starting this 7-day watercolor adventure with one of the most peaceful and mesmerizing theme, a glowing sunset. We have a lot to talk about in this class project, and I will begin by sticking my paper to my acrylic board. I can go around with a more traditional method and tape down all four sides, but since this is summer here in India, my paper dries up very fast. So I just found this way to keep my paper wet for a long time. So now I have taken a small piece of paper for color swatching. Since this is a bright colored landscape, we may have to use a few colors than I was intended to use. So the first color is permanent orange from the brand Aquatone. This is French vermilion from the brand Sennelier. The third color is ultramarine blue from the brand Sennelier, and the fourth is alizarin crimson, again from the brand Sennelier. And the last two colors are red violet and blue violet. If you don't have these colors, you can use dioxazine purple instead of these two colors, by the way. So yeah, so these are the colors that I just picked up to see how bright I can make this landscape. Traditionally, to paint a sunset, you only need a few colors: yellow, orange, red, pink, purple. To darken the purple, you can use indigo. So even for this landscape, you can use only those colors if you don't have all these that I have. These are really, I just picked up recently, so I just wanted to give it a try as well. These red violet and blue violet colors. Last color would be Pines Grey, but I'm not gonna put Pines Grey on my palette just yet. To paint that tree at the end, I'm going to be using that color, so I'm going to use it at that time, not just now, because my palette is already so full. Let's begin the swatching. First, I'm gonna take permanent orange. I'm gonna mix it with French vermilion, the red color, and I have this bright orangish red color. And this is one of the highlights in my sunset painting today. I'm mixing ultramarine blue with alizarin crimson to get that bright purple color. Perfect. Now I need something lighter in shade than this one. So I'm gonna mix blue violet and red violet to get that pinkish shade. If you don't have these two colors, you can directly use Quin Rose. Perfect bright color. Now I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of purple color and see what I get. Okay, this is the exact color that I had in mind. So yeah, this is all about the colors that we're gonna use. I know it's a little bit confusing because these red and blue violets are very rare to have in collection. And also color mixing is also a little difficult, especially for a beginner on the first day. So all I can say is use simple colors that you already have in your palette, like orange, red, pink and purple. You will be getting the same type of shades that I have here on my paper. Yeah, now I'm just gonna write the names of these colors and color mixes. I keep these little sheets in my cupboard. You know, I use this for future references also. I just don't throw them out after this landscape is completed, because these are the color mixes that you will be needing whenever you want to paint a bright sunset. So that's one of the tips that I wanted to give you. Now that we are done with the color swatch, we will begin the landscape now. Let's go. Like I said, I have showed you guys that flat brush from the brand Aquatone, right? So I'm gonna be using it to wet the paper with clean water. My water is not clean, but that's alright. Begin with a very light swatch. I have taken that red violet and blue violet mix and I just added it onto my paper. You can see how light this is. The same with red and orange mix. Add very light wash. We are just testing out the waters here before adding very dark layers and regretting it later. We can start with light layers. So yeah, I'm gonna clean up around the edges. This step is not actually necessary, but since I am shooting a video here, I wanted to keep the visual clean. So now I will take red and orange mixture once again, but this time I'm taking a darker shade and I will start adding it from the bottom. Second shade, that mixture of red and blue violet, and I will add it from the top of the paper. Instead of this, you can also use Quinrose color if you don't have these two. So I'm gonna add one more layer because, like I said, this color has to be the highlight. So I want to make it dark, as much dark as possible. Perfect. Now I have taken my silver black velvet number 6, the smaller round brush, and I am taking the mixture of blue and red violet, and we will start adding the smaller clouds on the sky. We'll start from the top. Remember, the paper is still wet, so you don't have to put in a lot of effort to paint the clouds. Just add the color and the paint will spread and give you the shape of the cloud. And that's what's happening here as well, as you can see. let's darken this layer, the cloud layer. I have taken a bit of French ultramarine and alizarin crimson mixture. As I paint, I have started to notice that my paper is getting dried up, and I don't want that. So I will let the paper completely dry, and I will come back and I will re-wet and repaint once again. So I'm gonna see you guys in a bit. My paper has dried up, and as you can see, I have just put on the fan to dry the paper. I don't usually use hair dryers. It just lightens the color. That's what I feel. But yeah, now let's begin with re-wetting. I'm using my flat brush to re-wet the paper. I'm using a mix of red and blue violet combined with ultramarine blue. So this color gives me a bit darker purplish shade. If you have a dioxazine purple, you can directly use that color as well. Oh no, the paper, the top part is a dry patch, so I'm just gonna wet it once again. It happens, sometimes you miss a spot, you don't wet that area. So yeah, it's very simple to correct the mistakes in watercolor once you know the techniques. Now let's just go ahead and paint the second layer of the clouds. This second layer is mainly to darken the clouds a little bit. Paper has started to dry again, so I just have to hurry up and paint faster because I don't have time and patience to let the paper dry and re-wet once again. This is it. I'm gonna keep the paper for drying. Once the paper completely dries up, we can paint the foreground. So I'm gonna see you guys in a bit. Alright, my paper has dried up, as you can see. And now I will take Pines Grey color. This is to paint the tree in the foreground. I thought to paint pine trees at the beginning, but I was so bored of pine trees, especially today, because just this morning I have painted a large landscape full of pine trees. Especially it was a northern lights, so I was in a mood to paint a coconut tree. Exciting, right? Because I haven't painted palm trees or coconut trees in the in any of my previous classes. Only once I think I have painted in one of my Instagram reels, so I was a bit nervous. After painting this tree, that I have a few tips to share with you guys. So start with a round brush. You need a round brush to paint this, probably a smaller brush. Here I'm using a silver black velvet number 6 brush. The tree trunk a little bit curved and also narrow at the top. As you come down, broaden it. To add the leaves and branches, these are called fronds, I think. Begin at the top of the trunk and paint slightly arched central lines, like the rays of sun. From each central line, paint fine strokes towards the bottom of the paper on both sides. Slightly taper towards the end. These are basically the leaflets of the coconut tree. Repeat the same process for rest of the branches. So I was thinking to paint at least 5 or 6 of these. Let's see. So I'm gonna paint one more over here and make it total of 7 leaflets. So yeah, let's add this last one, the last branch I mean. I hope I got the shape of the coconut tree right, because even I am nervous because I'm not following any reference picture for this. I'm just following the image in my head. To add one more small coconut tree here at the bottom, but I I I think I can't because this one was very difficult, to be honest, and I have decided to add a few birds instead. I'm gonna splatter some black paint near the birds. So this is it for today's class project. I hope you guys enjoyed painting this with me.